the weeds on the road here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 deer down there out in the middle of the day. Guess it's warming up, so that's what they do. Yeah, I thought, just happened to see them down there, thought I'd capture that. But right now, I'm just gonna get this thing unhooked. Today was the first load of many for over the next couple weeks, so it's gonna be what it's gonna be. I ain't gonna let anybody watch me back this up, so I don't know what I'm gonna be doing here yet today. Yeah, it's Sunday, nice day. Just thought I'd take a minute to show this. I guess spring pretty much is finally here. I don't know what the hell you call them flowers, but I guess these weren't here yesterday. How well is showing up here? The white ones probably don't show up too well. A whole patch of them down here. So I guess spring's in the air. These will probably come up for about the next week or so, and then you won't see them again. Well, we get the next cold spell, but I don't see nothing in the forecast anytime soon for that. And it must be spring because the frost, what little frost we did have is coming out of the ground. Everything's a mucky mess, heaving up some. I mean, it ain't too bad, but like I say, it's still got down in the ground enough that it's heaved it up. I guess go on to the next job. Yeah, just gonna talk here a little bit. I guess I better start getting ready for spring this way too. Getting too damn bushy. To thin it out somehow. Either that or a lot of times I trim this all off and just keep the front. But starting to warm up. It's supposed to get colder tomorrow. But anyway, what I'm going to talk about is, I want to mention, because I don't have much other stuff I can videotape around here much anymore. Some things are going on and I'm just not going to talk about it. And I don't need to hear back about it from other people either. So I'll share what I can when I can, but a lot of stuff ain't going to get talked about anymore. But what I wanted to bring up on here is basically what's been going on here in the last several days. I don't follow it too much. I'm seeing bits and pieces of it. I kind of got gists of mostly what's going on, and it's with TikTok, about banning TikTok. Now, I'm not defending them. I spend a lot of time watching. I don't post hardly anything on TikTok. I might make a video about this and post it on TikTok here yet before I'm done on my account. I only got 2 videos on there, so it ain't no big deal. I probably won't get seen. But the biggest thing of it is, I guess, is because the Chinese government or whatever, head of TikTok, they collecting your data is basically the biggest point of it is. Now, I ain't crazy about that. My position in this world is, and different from TikTok basically, but even in our own government, that we're private citizens. What we do, what we choose to do is our decision, not somebody else's. We should know everything about our government. Our government should know nothing about us. And the biggest thing is they're worried about collecting data. Well, Facebook collects your data, Instagram collects your data, YouTube collects your data. What do you think them algorithms for? And they use it. So I don't know what the big deal is about TikTok. Yeah, like I say, you don't want the Chinese government knowing our business, but they all do it. They all sell it back and forth. So I don't think the big deal is TikTok collecting your data. Now, some of the other things I've seen around here, and one that was pointed out here the other day, like Dan Crenshaw bought a lot of Meta stock back in November. And what's going to happen if they get rid of TikTok, then that's less competition for these other companies, Instagram and Facebook, and their stocks will go up. So in my opinion, a lot of it is just a backhanded side to get for them to make money. In the end, it's not going to benefit the American people. You know, like I say, you got to be more conscious of what you're doing and stuff and what you're looking at. But you got to realize everybody's going to track you. And it's not just social media. It's coming where they're going to have face recognition cameras in Walmarts. You know, they're going to access databases. They're going to be able to identify you from that and compare. I mean, they're all tied together somehow. Your government is in bed with all these other big companies because you got one billionaire with another billionaire friend. They're in different businesses, but they have all the connections. They'll get what they want regardless of whatever. So that's my biggest thing, because if it was about collecting data, then you wouldn't have this stuff. And I have to redo this because I just got this in the mail here this week. And if I'm sure a lot of you people watch the same people I watch on YouTube, and even if you're on TikTok and seen this come up and seen it talked about, the USDA's census. You notice out here it says your response is required by law. Overdue return within 10 days. They sent this out last year. Do not fill these things out, because that's what they're doing, is collecting your data. On here, they'll ask questions like, how many head of beef do you got? How old is, how many yearlings do you have? How many 2-year-olds do you have? Same way with dairy cows, pigs, sheep, they'll go through that. How many acres of corn did you plant? How many acres did you use for silage? How many acres did you use for grain? How many acres of soybeans you plant? How many acres of beans you plant? How many cotton? How many this, that, and yeah. I didn't even open this. Like I say, I had 15, 20 pages in there, whatever it was. They've called, I don't answer the phone. But that's not the case. The government does not need to know your business. Plain and simple as that. And anybody that fills these things out, and anybody that conforms to that, is what's causing the decline of this country. And like I say, probably won't have to worry about it again, but the one thing that's always bothered me in here, right there's where that damn thing belongs. I was supposed to fill this out last year. I never did. I think it's in here. This is the one from DFA. This is what they call the gold standard program. Basically animal rights. And in here, and I've showed this before, you have employee training, you got to go in through here, answer all these questions. Herd health plans, you know, they'll ask you this one, milking procedure. Who will collect the, I can't even see because it's too dark. Who will conduct the daily milking? And it's only me. So I got to fill these all out. And the same thing. Culling and transport cows. Who makes the decision? Who does it? What do you do? Blah, blah, blah. Stuff I've done for 30 years. And now all of a sudden I got to prove myself for these tree huggers, the whiny Karens. Well, since I got shut off from DFA and went to grade B, now they're just getting into this program. I thought that was in there. Ain't in there. Oh, where is it? Should be in here with this one too. But where I am shipping milk to now, they just started doing this year. I've been doing this for 6, 7 years now, 5 years, whatever. But now it's required by everybody. So when the woman came in here last year and asked me these questions, I said, I already done that. I showed her this. Well, that's not, we can't use that. So I got to go through all that again through their forms. I thought it was in that box. But again, why do I got to justify myself to anybody? So like I say, I'm not going to have to worry about it probably. So I never filled it out, and I didn't give her anything back that she wanted. If they come in here and shut me off, they shut me off. I just don't care anymore. So like I say, if your government wants you to give you all kinds of your data, then why are they worried about if TikTok gets it? Why Facebook knows everything? And if I remember, I thought I had something for it. I'll have to see if I can find it. But I'm going to tell you a little story on how these companies are all tied together. And see if I can go find it. Well, we'll try this again. Battery went low and crashed the phone on me, so I got to do this over. I'm going to just share a couple things. Like I say, TikTok is not the only one collecting data off you. All these companies do. And two things I've had happen. One, you just Google looking at something, or how do I say it? Either through Google or you just search on something like YouTube or whatever. Next thing you know, you're getting ads for them. And like I say, Google and Facebook and Instagram, they're all tied together. They share this information. When you show an interest in something, next thing they're pushing that thing to you. And this is how I knew for sure that's exactly what they do when this product started popping up. Now, like I say, I don't like dropping names and stuff, but I'm going to say I was watching one of One Lonely Farmer's videos, and I'm sure most of you people watch, you know, he's friends with another one on YouTube here, Timmy Cornpicker. And I forget what the video was about, but anyway, Timmy Cornpicker made a comment on Wes's video, and he had mentioned a white 270. Now, like I said, I follow him too, and I know he's got a white 270, and I forget exactly what the comment was, or how he made, what he was trying to state. It was something about roll bars or whatever on tractors. And the comment I made to him on that, made to him on his comment on Wes's video was, I always like the look of a white 270 with a canopy. Now that's one of the reasons why I bought my white 270, because the literature, the sales literature they had back when them tractors were made had pictures of a 270 on it with a canopy, and I always thought that looked great. And I've always thought about getting one for this tractor. Never did. But anyway, that's the gist. I'm canopies and roll bars on tractors. Later that afternoon, I'm on Instagram and I'm looking at stuff, and popped up an ad from a company for roll bars and canopies for tractors. Now, I've never seen any ad anywhere else for that. But all of a sudden here, I make a comment on a video later that afternoon, I'm getting an ad for that. So like I say, you can't tell me they're not following this stuff. I got the sun behind me. They're not tracking this stuff, compiling data, coming after you to bombard you. That's how they make their revenue. Now, like I say, I don't think it's a good idea that China has our data, and there should be some separation to that. But what do they care if they get their data? They're letting them buy up all the land and companies and technologies and stuff in this country. So what the hell they care if China gets your data? We're all screwed anyhow. So I don't know what else. Like I say, I just think it's just from. Like I said, I haven't watched none of these hearings or anything about it. I'm just seeing what other people video post and stuff. And yeah, it's just a bunch of whatchamacallit. Can't figure who that is. It's just a bunch of maneuvering for somebody to make money. Like I said, I mentioned before there, and I don't think any of them should be in stock markets like they are. And like I said, it doesn't matter whether it's Republican or Democrats, because Dan Crenshaw bought a lot of that metadata stock back in November. And like I say, and then Nancy Pelosi's just sold a bunch of stocks for some reason. I don't know which ones she sold, but she sold them at a loss. So something's going to go on here. And they are all working together. If you've seen anything about that bank in California that failed, that SVB bank, San Bernardino Valley, whatever it was, what I've seen posted is one of the guys that was on the board of that bank that mismanaged it to the point where it's collapsed was also involved with the banks back in, was it 2008 or whenever it was that Fannie Mae and all them, the housing market crashed. He was involved in them banks, and he was involved with all that back with Enron too. So if this guy is so great at his job, he takes high risk investments and stuff, basically I guess what he does, but he's crashed three banks now, basically, from mismanagement. And they're not losing money, it's just everybody below them that's losing the money. So like I say, just don't believe anything anybody tells you anymore. I mean, it's just so unreal. Damn, got everything in the road here now. So I guess I got go get some hay here. Get a few bales sitting around here if I can get into the fields, because they do have snow in the forecast for tomorrow. No accumulations, but it's supposed to be rainy and snowy and messy again. And better off doing it on a day like today, I guess. So I guess I'm going to end this here. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch up with you all later.